So, James, we thought a good way to close out this interview would be to ask you some tooling questions because, baby, you're right in the thick of all these things. So let's say I'm going to take away all of your open source tools except one, and you get to pick which one it is. Which one do you keep and why?
Oh, I think actually thinking about that, I would probably say Terraform. I use it a lot. I'm a pretty big fan of it. It's something that I've leaned on all the time in past roles, current role, personally. Just makes it really easy. Their documentation is actually pretty solid. When we're complaining about docs, they have some pretty good examples of everything. And I use it all the time.
Ned doesn't like Terraform, but I'll do you, Ned.
No, not at all. Never heard of the thing. Don't know why anyone would use it. I wish I had the coffee mug to hold up right now, but it's upstairs. Oh, that would have been perfect. So that's the tool you chose.
Mm-hmm.
Follow-up question. I'm going to take away all of your scripting and programming languages, all the ones you use, except one that you get to keep. Which one do you keep, and why is it Bash?
I do write a lot of Bash. That's true. My answer actually probably is not going to be a popular one, but I actually would probably say JavaScript or TypeScript, just because that is the language that I've got the most experience in, that I've used the longest, worked with the most comfortable with, which from an ops perspective, I'm sure is not the popular answer, but I would just be the most productive with that. Either that or Go, probably.
Well, you just said something really important there. This is the language that I can be the most productive with. This is the thing I have the most experience with. So I think in some cases there's this battle between what's the latest language and what's the coolest one, or what's the one that everyone else is using, and that's like the one you're supposed to use, when in reality, the language you can get the most done with in a hurry because you've got the most time into it, you got the most experience. Maybe that's the right answer for a lot of folks, and we're obsessed, and when we shouldn't be, about which language it is.
Yeah, right tool for the right job. You want to make sure that you're picking what you can get the job done best with, and sometimes that's the language that nobody else in the world uses, and you feel like you're the only person using it. But sometimes you want to lean on the community, or you're going to be building a new team. If you're hiring, then the lingua franca for the day is going to make sense if you're getting on the hype train to onboard people who actually want to work with the language. If you're going to pick some, outdated language that people don't like, then it's going to be difficult to hire. But for me, I would so much rather pick something that I am comfortable with and can work with well, than to pick something that I am going to make a ton of mistakes with when I'm trying to actually get the job done.
I mean, it really is too bad you picked JavaScript and TypeScript, but I mean,
Yeah.
Well, no, I think it's fantastic, James, because now when I have a question, I know exactly who to ask. So you really just raised your hand for me. That's fantastic. I've been struggling with some Node.js stuff, and I'll be calling you after this. Just so you know.
Sure. You can hit me up.
Okay.